Good evening. Tonight we're going to have a look at something I see far too often in my electrical exploits, which is really bad wiring, usually done by householders who just obviously aren't that up on the DIY side of things, because they're actually pretty basic repairs but undertaken badly. So the item you can see here, it's a standard lamp. I think this one dates from the 1960s. I'm going to be converting it into something else, which I might do a video on at a later date. I picked it up from a dump. It's a wooden base with a brass BC lamp holder on top. At some point in its life it's been wired up incorrectly. I'll just move the plug out the way. See, it's got 2-core cable here, which I've just taped up to make shorter. That goes up the spindle and into the lamp holder. It shouldn't be 2-core, it should be 3-core, so live, neutral and earth. On that lamp holder there is an unused terminal for earth, so whoever connected that obviously didn't register that that third terminal was obviously meant to be there for something. Somewhere along the line someone has extended the cable because they've realised it's too short. They've clearly made a connection under this taped joint here, and they've connected it onto what appears to be some 3-core cable to an old rock plug. Obviously the earth won't be connected in that because there's just a 2-core bit of cable there. So all in all, it's a little bit of a higgledy-piggledy mess. And what I intend to do is take it apart, have a little look at it and see exactly what we're dealing with. So to start with, we'll look at the plug. The plug's possibly the 1950s, made by the company Rock, who I think was swallowed up by Ashley. We'll just take the lid off that and see what state of play the wiring's in. Okay, so in here at first actually looks like it's actually intact. Most alarming thing to start with is this fuse. This is a really modern 13 amp fuse, like probably not even a couple of years old. You can tell the end caps are nice and shiny, and it's a modern ASTA certified Busman fuse. A lamp should have a fuse no larger than 3 amp in it, so whoever's put that in, that's completely wrong. Let's get that out and throw that away. Okay, now as we can see, the fuse goes into now that the live terminal is, and usually in this plug it's actually has a screw on the side and the cable enters there and the fuse goes above it. So usually they haven't actually even put it in the terminal, it was just pushed underneath. So that was a great big high resistance joint there. The earth is connected in the plug, but as you can see the screw is loose and that's just not doing anything. The neutral looks like it could be okay, except the screw is sticking miles out the top, and sure enough it's not connected. So that's really unsafe. For a start, you've got the overrated fuse, result of which could be that the cable could be well on fire by the time the fuse blows, should the lamp be under fault. The cables aren't, the individual conductors, aren't even tightened up into the terminals, and one of them hasn't even actually made it into its relevant terminal. So that's a huge fire risk, because that could result in high resistance and all sorts of nastiness going on. So the main article I really want to talk about today is this nasty taped joint. This is something that I see far too often. It's clearly where someone has decided they want to extend the cable, but instead of using any kind of inline connector, they've done something and wrapped it up with tape. Should you be making a solder connection to a cable, which I wouldn't do on something that's subject to being out and about, you'd use heat sleeving and make it really neat. And even that, as I say, wouldn't be suitable for use in on something like a lamp, because it's not enough protection against the elements, so to speak, and general wear and tear. This type of item here, this requires a fully insulated inline terminal block, and obviously you shouldn't be, the lamp should be connected on 3-core cable anyway, so you could just rewire the whole lamp with 3-core cable instead of joining it here and the 3rd cord is being useless. It just seems completely pointless. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is start this open and see exactly what's underneath here. Okay, so as I suspected, I can see that whoever's done this has treated it like a 2-core appliance. They've probably just used 3-core cable because was all they had lying around. I can see the earth here is cut at the base. I'm not being even remotely delicate with slicing this because Insulation tape should never be used for protecting any kind of electrical joint. It's sticky, it's horrible, it looks disgusting, and its insulating properties aren't actually that great. It's just stupidity. Right, let's have a look at the first thing we can see. What we can see here is that the earth, as I said, has been cut short because they've treated this as a 2-core appliance. The electrical connection is simply made by the live on the original piece of cable and the live on the extension piece of cable just being twisted together and then wrapped in insulation tape. Now, that is under the insulation tape. Look at there. At what point whoever did this thought that could possibly be the correct way to do the job? It's just beyond me. No one can think like that, surely. But surprisingly, loads and loads and loads of people do. Let's keep chopping away at this. Digging further down, you can see the neutral has been done in exactly the same manner. And there we have it. It was joined in exactly the same way, just with the 2 neutrals twisted to each other and tape around it. Complete stupidity. In one of my next videos I'll be showing you how to correctly join 2 pieces of mains flex, because this is the kind of stuff that really just shouldn't happen. So to conclude, the risks we found with this particular item are plug wired completely incorrectly with tons of loose connections in it, oversized fused, and incorrect cable jointing, and also incorrect flex used. Should be 3-core flex for an earthed appliance, and it has been wired with 2-core flex and no earth. So there you go, a complete death trap, but I bet this goes on all over the place. So until next time, stay safe, and I will definitely be doing some sort of video about how to correctly extend flex. Take care and all the best.